Okay, here we go again. This is part two. Now, one quick thing. I don't want to turn this into a video production class, but since day one, we've talked about the quality of the videos. And if I can't see your face, if I can't see your eyes, if the picture's too dark, if the audio's too bad, da 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 da. We've talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. You're still making those mistakes. It's going to cost you dearly if you cannot do something about fixing that. And that's what you're going to see some of the results of this time. All right, this is Ramsey, and Ramsey talked about basketball. Ramsey, relax. Talk to me. You are just throwing stuff out at me. Your visual at the very end was a basketball. Didn't make it. That's not a visual. It didn't carry the story any farther than it could have been carried. And there were several times when you actually got lost in your own speech. Based on your eye contact that I could see, it looks like you're reading something off over in there, and there's just no flow to your speech. Pronunciation, you need to be careful of. It's not statistics, it's statistics. Also, one of your major names you mispronounced. You called him Nasmith. It's Naismith, not Nasmith. You got to know that. No sources in history. Slow down. Talk to me. Lots of facts, but no stories. This was great for people who already know a great deal, but not much for people who aren't as part of it as you are. Don't say, and now my closing, or now my closing statement. Also, this was just a classic case of too much detailed information. You said the rules of basketball has changed. Grammar problems. You cited sources in your outline, but not so much in your speech. Bad mistake. You've got to get those sources in where I can hear them, see them, understand them, etc., etc., etc. All right, let's go on to the next one. We had several people that didn't submit a speech, so that's going to be costly for them too. Next up is people without speeches. Next up is Roxy. Roxy, you talked about the Pampered Chef. If ever there was a commercial given in this class, that was a commercial. That was not an informative speech. It was a commercial. It's almost like you're trying to sell me to get me to be a part of the Pampered Chef. That's not anything that does much for me. Tell me what you're speaking about from the very start of your speech. Don't get lost in your own notes. I cannot see the audience faces when you introduce them. That's going to cost you points because I can't tell whether the audience meets the requirements. I can't see your eyes. You're too long into the speech before I know what you're actually talking about. And again, as I said, and I've written it down here, this is not a speech, it's a commercial. You're speaking too fast, and you're speaking with no conviction. You're not talking to me. It's not a conversation. It's just let me roll off a whole bunch of facts about the Pampered Chef and when they started and what they do and how they do it and all of that stuff. And I could care less about what I'm doing, but I had an assignment, so I had to get the assignment done. That's the kind of speech that came across. It's not talking to me. It's talking at me. You do not have the approved camera shot or the camera shot you're supposed to have. That's inexcusable. You were just barely long enough. You went 5:01. Now, that's just not very well done. You did not cite enough sources, and also in terms of credibility, there's a thing in the matrix that says, did you establish your credibility? That's a problem with almost everybody in this class. You failed to establish your credibility. All right, moving on to Neptune. He spoke about the flu. Your speech ran a little bit long. It was an interesting topic, but you need to talk to me. Forget about the people that are in the room. Talk to me. I am the one that is your audience, even though you have people there. You are not citing your sources. You have tons of information there without citing a source for any of it. And also, you did a pretty good job vis-a-vis storytelling and talking to me, but you need to work a little more on making it somewhat conversational. You did establish your credibility. You have the wrong camera shot. Please remember, this is the camera shot, the one that I'm doing this with. You had no outlines. I didn't see any required visual. Let's see, no outlines. The visual did not work. It is too small, and it didn't explain what it was illustrating, or you didn't explain what it was illustrating. And you were a little late in posting your speech, so that is something that can cost you also. Your sources were not cited clearly. Your sources were not written in the outline properly. The correct number of sources weren't there. The outline left some problems. And what else was a problem? The audience requirement was a problem. And you just need to work on some of the fundamentals of getting these speeches done right. Next up is, who is this? Is this Dog? All right, Dog, you talked about learning to play an instrument. And this speech came in late. You didn't show the audience as required. You need to work on flow from thought to thought. Relax a little bit. You look scared even as you're speaking. Explain a little bit more what your visual shows. I like this speech. The information presented and your style was all in keeping with the kind of speech that you want to do. Good use of visuals, sized, in fact, to be seen. Overall, very well done. Well presented, a good job. And you just went over the minimum in terms of the speech. Try not to look and sound scared, because actually you did a pretty good job. And you did a good job on this speech. Okay, we're going to stop here and we'll have a part 2.